British flag in colonial rule and the Japanese flag in war. There was no freedom, no justice when our forefathers stepped ashore. Life was a struggle, bitter and hard, and families were hungry and poor. They spoke a dozen different tongues, though their dreams were all the same. But their hopes for a better life were lost when war and invasion came. They had no rights, they had no say, and they longed to be free one day. After the war, we called for change, for the right to decide our fate. Some of us wanted democracy, others a communist state. Riots and killings in our streets, years of hate and fear. People said they never survived as independence drew near. When self-rule came, we took a vote and joined Malaysia, merged as one. But even friends disagree sometimes, and more trouble had soon begun. Our happiness was not to be until our country could be free. August 9, 1965, we were out of Malaysia, alone. Against all odds, we had to build a nation of our own. We've come this far by ourselves, one people for many lands. Our forefathers paid the price for us. Now, the future is in our hands. This is our home, where we belong, and our flag flies high and free. But let's not take for granted what we have will always be. We pledge to keep our nation free with justice and equality. Thank you.
The Minister for Education writes a speech, and this speech is read to all the students in our schools in Singapore. Now, girls, do you know who the Minister for Education is? Yes? Mr. Chij, very good. Now, it's a little bit confusing because we have two ministers for education, right? So, one minister looks after the universities, and the other minister, he's called the Minister for Education, schools. He is in charge of all the schools in Singapore, and this message is from him, Mr. Chij, Minister Schools for Education. So please listen carefully because this is something that all students in Singapore will get to hear, and you need to remember some very important messages in this particular speech. Okay, so are you ready, girls? Thank you. Teachers and students, this year we celebrate our nation's 51st birthday. It must have been a special feeling for the group of students who were the first to recite our national pledge in August 1966. We. Such a short word, yet so full of meaning. So every day we say the pledge, and the pledge starts, we, the citizens of Singapore. So he's talking about that word, we. Our forefathers came from different countries, spoke different languages, believed in different religions. Yet, they pledged to work hard and work together to build the Singapore we know. There were many challenges that Singapore faced in our early years. We had to build our own defense. Who would protect us if we did not do it ourselves? How would we survive without natural resources and create jobs for people? There were many difficulties, but we overcame them and Singapore progressed. We celebrated our 50th birthday as a nation last year. Our pioneers showed us that no matter how uncertain or difficult life may be, we can succeed if we work together as one people. Today, we can continue to recite, we the citizens, because of the hard work of your parents and grandparents. They had committed to stay united as one people and have shown the way for us to do the same. How can you play your part in building our Singapore of tomorrow? In addition to doing your best in schoolwork, there are many everyday responsibilities you can get involved in to show your pride in our country. For example, you can help keep Singapore clean at home, in school, and in our community. Last month, our primary 5 students attended the national education shows at the National Stadium. I saw, so Mr. Ng has seen, how proudly they recited our pledge and sang our national anthem and national songs. The stadium was left clean when they left. I'm very proud that our primary 5 students have set such a good example for all Singaporeans. So today, before we leave the hall, let's see if you can also do us proud by keeping your school hall clean, okay? Think of ways you can make a difference to others at home, in school, and in our community. You have an important role to play in our Singapore story. Together, we will build our Singapore of tomorrow, a Singapore we will all be proud of. I wish you all a happy National Day. And this is from Mr. Chij, Acting Minister, Schools for Education. Thank you.